Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden. New Haven police say an argument ended in deadly gunfire last month, leaving 2 men dead. The suspect now faces double murder charges, but his lawyer insists it was self-defense. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules breaks down what happened and what's next in court.
New Haven police say an argument led up to the deadly double shooting. However, the suspect's attorney says based on the evidence, this is a clear case of self-defense.
What I'm reading, it appears that my client's brother was being beaten.
39-year-old Sergio Thomas is being charged with 2 counts of murder after police say he shot 2 people on Dickerman Street in New Haven in August.
When officers arrived, they located the 2 victims suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Both men were unresponsive and transported by ambulance to Yale New Haven Hospital.
Both victims died from their injuries. Prosecutors say Thomas is seen on surveillance video shooting in the direction of one of the victims. Police say the argument that led up to the shooting began on Whaley Avenue.
There was some kind of beef. They went over to Dickerman. The way we're hearing it's to have a fair one. And then Mr. Thomas takes the events into his own hands and shoots both of them.
Outside of court, Thomas's attorney, Darnell Crossland, says Thomas was protecting his brother from a violent assault. He says Thomas's brother was dating one of the victim's sisters.
There was some issue in their dating relationship which propelled these guys to come and seek out Isaiah, which is his brother.
He says Ring doorbell footage shows 3 men following Thomas's brother. He says audio from the footage captures the victims discussing killing him.
When he approached the scene, his brother was on the ground, and one of the individuals took a knife out and tried to stab him. We have recovered the shirt that has evidence of the stab. At that point, there was gunfire exchanged because one of the other guys pulled out a gun.
Thomas is being held on $3 million bond. He's expected back in court on September 29th. In New Haven, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Winchester police are investigating a deadly hit and run on North Main Street over the weekend, and they now have the ID of the bicyclist who was killed. Officials say 67-year-old Stephen Gibbons of Winstead was riding his bike on North Main Street around 2:45 in the afternoon. Officers say they found him unresponsive after what may have been a motor vehicle crash, and he died at the scene. No witnesses or other vehicles were at the scene. Investigators are asking anyone with any information about what happened to contact Winchester police. And a Torrington man faces serious charges after turning himself in to state police. Investigators say 51-year-old Jason Stimson turned himself in Friday evening and was arrested on an active warrant. He is charged with 2 counts of risk of injury to a minor and 2 counts of harmful communication with a minor. Stimson posted a $10,000 bond and was released under special conditions. Kimberly Sullivan's court date is now set for October 3rd in Waterbury. She's the Waterbury woman accused of holding her stepson captive for nearly 20 years. Her defense team also filed 2 new motions, one asking the judge to modify the protective order so Sullivan can return to her Blake Street home to collect her belongings. The other challenges her GPS bracelet, saying she's had no violations, represents no flight risk, and the monitor only stigmatizes her. Her attorneys say these are not special requests, but her basic rights under the Constitution. A Danbury man pleaded guilty to illegally re-entering the U.S. Stanlin Vasquez Salinas, a 25-year-old Ecuadorian national, was first arrested in Texas back in 2019 and deported in 2020. Police say he came back and was arrested again last March, accused in a separate case involving commercial sexual abuse of a minor. Federal agents later confirmed his true identity through fingerprints. Vasquez Salinas now faces up to 2 years in prison for unlawful re-entry, while his state charges remain pending. And Coventry police say a driver caused 2 crashes before hitting a pole and a mailbox on Swamp Road. Officers arrested 37-year-old Aida Vasquez on suspicion of DUI and evading responsibility. And while they investigated, 37-year-old Jose Ayala showed up claiming to be a relative. Police say he interfered, and they later found drugs and a loaded gun in his car. Both now face multiple charges. Beautiful temperatures today and for the rest of the week. Sunny days are ahead, mostly. Meteorologist Sam Sampiri is here with the first check of the forecast. I know, Sam, last night you were a little concerned about Wednesday, watching Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm still watching Wednesday. Actually, some models are trying to bring in some light showers in parts of Connecticut. I'll get to that later in the newscast. Right now, it's another beautiful day. Yeah, temperatures now into the upper 60s here in Hartford at 68 degrees. Everybody else, let's check it out. 65 Torrington, 71 Windsor Lock, 73 Meriden, and 66 in the Groton, New London area. Just a beautiful day, of course. Not much in the way of wind. Radar, of course, quiet today. And yeah, there's some high clouds. We've been dealing with high clouds all day, especially in eastern Connecticut. Now they've cleared out, at least temporarily. And yes, I am watching some moisture off to our south for now. But meanwhile, let's enjoy this evening, a beautiful one. Temperatures will be averaging into the 70s, down through the 60s and 50s, and even some 40s for tonight. And you can see that. And then during the day tomorrow, look for a mostly sunny, pleasant day with high temperatures topping out into the 70s. Coming up, I will detail the week. We'll talk about this potential offshore low on Wednesday and what you can expect as we head towards the Big E time Friday and next weekend. Brent?
I'm at the bottom of a hill, so it's going to be very hard, but I mean, it needs the water as it comes down here, it needs to be, removed quicker than it is right now.
To the Naugatuck Valley now. We brought you several stories of people recovering from the damage the Naugatuck floods brought last year. Now the question turns to what can be done to prevent anything like that from happening again. Well, it turns out the Naugatuck Valley Council of Governments been working on flood prevention plans for years. Fox 61's Solene Arif shares what's next.
The owner of this garage behind me here says last year's flood was something he never saw coming. This year, he hopes the drainage systems on Cemetery Road get an upgrade because this business is on the bottom of a hill, making it one of the fastest places to flood.
It was like all the way up to here.
Brandon Garso owns Middlebury Garage, and these pictures give you an idea of the water damage these floors saw during the summer of 2024. They lost 11 cars to the flood.
Most of them were higher end cars. So we had, unfortunately, a Ferrari that was in the bay here. We had a Porsche 928 that was here.
And so much more was lost. Tools, equipment, and time away from working on cars just to clean up the place. Thankfully, they reopened the very next day, but each day since comes with some anxiety of could it happen again?
I rely on a small catch basin that's in my parking lot, so once all of the water comes off the hill, it kind of floods the wetlands behind the shop. All of that water then comes into the parking lot, and again, I have to rely on that one small catch basin.
It's concerns like his that Naugatuck Valley Council of Governments says they're working to calm. In 2023, they got a state grant for studying and designing infrastructure that could prevent flooding.
Chronic flooding has been an issue in the valley, really throughout all of Connecticut for a very long time now. It's probably one of the largest impacts of climate change that we're facing.
Christine O'Neill is a senior environmental planner and says after getting public feedback in December, they're now ready to present their plans of upgrades to failing culverts and drainage systems.
Demonstrating the drawings, going over some of the information that fed into it, and ultimately sharing kind of where we're leaving our towns off.
On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, they're hosting meetings focusing on 9 different towns and cities included in the project. The next step is for each of those cities and towns to apply for funding to get the ball rolling. While Garso doesn't know what's next for his town, he's hoping to find out more at Wednesday's meeting.
There is a problem here, and if it doesn't get resolved, I mean, what does the future of Middlebury Garage hold? I don't know the answer to that.
Now, if you can't make those meetings in person, they will be streamed online, and we will have a link to it on our website. Reporting in Middlebury, Solene Arif, Fox 61.
Well, Senator Richard Blumenthal is working to combat an increase in animal abuse numbers here in Connecticut. Our state saw a 37% increase in animal abuse from 2023 to 2025. So Senator Blumenthal is reintroducing the Better Care for Animals Act. The bill makes it clear the Department of Justice can pursue animal abuse cases under the Animal Welfare Act. It also gives the DOJ the ability to better enforce animal abuse laws on the books. Some of those abilities include forfeiture of businesses like inhumane breeders and zoos, license suspensions, and the ability to seize animals from abusive owners. Senator Blumenthal says it isn't that new laws are needed, it's that better enforcement of current animal abuse laws needs to take place.
It is the constant day-to-day failure to care for animals, whether it's in the heat, leaving an animal outside, or inside, failing to feed. The kinds of abuses are myriad, but the need is clear for stronger enforcement of our animal protection laws.
Senator Blumenthal says the Better Care Act for Animals has bipartisan support, including Republican Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana. All right, take a look here. The East Hartford Animal Control says someone painted 2 squirrels near Naugatuck Avenue and High Street. Officers say the animals appear to be okay, but they want to know who's responsible for this, and they're asking anyone with any information about it to call their office and leave a message. Well, expect some traffic in Wethersfield. A natural gas line break has shut down Jordan Lane in both directions between Ridge Road and the Berlin Turnpike, and it's expected to be closed for a few more hours. Officials tell us a developer was doing sewer work in the area and hit a pipe around 2:30 this afternoon. Officials also say they had a call before you dig ticket on file, but didn't follow the rules. There were no evacuations or injuries. It's reported only a condo complex's laundry room will be impacted by the outage. The condos themselves are served by separate lines. Again, we're told repairs are expected to last a couple more hours. Well, scammers are sending fake text messages claiming to be from Danbury Mayor Roberto Alves, and police warn, do not reply to this, do not share any personal information, and hang up if you get a suspicious call. Always report scams right away to Danbury Police.